Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tactical Tuesday. This being the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to do one of the fear porn events and put it to bed. And as such, tonight's event is the banks are all being taken over and we're going to lose our money. So what are your plans now? How are y'all doing? First of all, I had someone lined up who was going to try to make it. I had Anthony. I've been emailing back and forth with Anthony from Pimento Prepared today. His little girl is running a fever, bad fever. He has her on the ibuprofen for kids, and she's sleeping right now. So include his little girl in your prayers tonight that she'll recover from her fever and everything will be honky-dory with her. All right. Now let's move on to everybody's in here and say hi to everybody. First one in was CR. He was waiting in the lobby. And then Howie from Food Forest Permaculture. And I'm going to do one of my odd ones. I'm going to throw up his comment right now because it's a good comment. Say your seeds saved in your Pathway Soil Bank is all you need to make. All right. Yeah. Who needs a bank of cash? All righty. If you can grow your own food, you're saving a lot of money right there. And then you can sell that excess food for other things you need. All right, let's see who else was in here. They're talking back and forth. Kathy D, Salt and Light came in. Then Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79 came in right behind her. And chit-chatting back and forth there. Alicia, and I froze. Alicia De Pro Autism Mom is in the house. Hey, Alicia. And Tennessee Bushcrafter. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? Nate Mitch is in the house. Mennonite Farmhouse. Hello. Suburban Hillbilly. And everyone's talking back and forth. Good. Everyone's good friends. And Hugo Homestead is in the house. Hey, CB. And for you that don't know, Hugo Homestead means fun homestead in Danish. All righty. And King Poopa is here. Hey, Dustin. Rachel Knight is lurking from Hawaii. Making sure I don't miss anybody. Everyone's talking back and forth. Rita Hunter's here. Hey, Rita. And I am caught up. Yes. Okay, so without Anthony here, it's probably not going to go as long on this topic. And so about halfway through, we're going to switch to something a little more uplifting and upbeat and help everybody here that wants to learn about some other things. So I got some backup stuff. But yeah, Anthony is one that I look to for insight to financial stuff because he does a lot of investments and stuff. Good videos on the history of certain aspects of the financial system, the gold market, silver market, stuff like that. Hey, Tibor, how you doing? Okay, so let's go over here and get into some slides here a little bit. Just a short slideshow. And yes, I'm going to get a little goofy because I'm poking fun at the fear porn channels. All righty, so what's your plan? Well, let's see here. What do we got here? Warning, danger, Will Robinson, danger. Fantasy fear porn, Kool-Aid drinking zone ahead. Okay, so some of these channels talk about how the banking system is going to be taken over by the government or by the UN. And you said when you go to the ATM to get money out, you're going to be standing there. It's going to be going processing, and funds unavailable. And they also say, when you go to your bank, you're going to see a deputy sheriff or a police officer inside, and it's going to be locked up, and no one's going to be able to get in there. You know, and you'll be seeing this all over the place. And I want to pause right here for a second. There have been some branches that have been closing. And I know up here, there were two branches of Chase Bank up here in Idaho Falls. They closed the small one that was in the Fred Meyer grocery store where they got a whole bunch of other little stores in there in the front, because they couldn't get enough people to staff to work it. They were short of employees. So that was just a small little satellite branch. So they closed it and consolidated everybody else over at the main branch. And that's happened to several branches I know in California where they just couldn't get people to work. I wonder why. What's been going on for the last couple of years? People afraid to leave their homes. So that's why some branches have been closing. But let's continue on here with the fear porn side of it. They're saying, remember the Great Depression with the run on the banks and no one could get their money and everything was gone. Yeah. Hey, WD Glock and Rolls in the house. And let's see. Okay, all right. Tennessee has a comment here. If we're all broke, who needs a bank? Dollar bills will only be good for TP. Keep that in mind. All right, let's go to the next one here. Okay, yeah. And so the runs on the banks weren't just here in the United States. And the stuff's planning like Lloyd's of London right now has been closing some branches, and I'm not sure which one this one is, but that was another one. And then NatWest in Britain is closing stuff down, and so everybody's running around going, "Oh, the banks are closing! The banks are closing! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!" And some people are saying, "Don't worry. They're also secured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation." Yeah, corporation. That's what happens if it's the government taking everything, though. Hey, Skinner Farms, how's it going? And so, of these fear porn channels that are using one related incidents, which I mentioned, some branches are closing because they can't get employees to staff it because, hey, people weren't wanting to go to work in banks, and some were finding other jobs so they could get a little bit more money, and they just didn't want the hassle. So they were closing some branches. They're closing down the banks. They're going to start getting ready to seize our money. And they see articles that some people over in Europe are wanting to go to a one worldwide monetary system, and they're thinking, oh, they're going to do it. The UN's going to come in and take all our banks. Ain't gonna. I personally, I don't think it's going to happen. There's too many things in the way, too many laws in the way, and you want to see a second Revolutionary War. Yeah, that's the good way to start that off. But yeah, I just don't see how any of these things these guys are laying out there as far as the what do I want to put it? The steps that are going into place to seize all our money from the banks and everything going to happen. There's too much legal maneuvering. There's too much crap going on. And if you watch some of the economic channels that are out there, the legitimate ones, and they're talking about how the Fed and some of the things, like they tried to hedge inflation or slow it down by raising interest rates 0.25%, and things went nuts with the prime lending rate and a bunch of other things going on. And now several are talking about how it's impacting the housing market and everything. So yeah, if they do that, they're going to see an economic collapse, which is going to put the United States government out of business. So as far as you hear any of these channels saying, yes, they're getting ready to take over the banks, and be leery of these guys, especially they say, yes, and I got a plan for you to survive it. Come over to my Patreon channel, join up over there, and I'll show those videos over there on how you can survive it. Yeah. Anyone that's not willing to give out the information for free, yeah, I'm not too what's this, what's the word? Not ingenuous. I don't have too much faith in them at all. I was trying to find a $10 word to throw out there. Let's see what's going to say. Yeah, you are so right, Tibor. Yeah. Talk about crazy person who wants to go socialist. Totally. Yeah. And so there's, there are some channels that are saying, all right, yeah, go ahead and do your prepping stuff. Don't forget to put some gold or silver away or other precious metals away on the side. So you have, something to barter with in case there's an economic collapse. That's up to you. Personally, I'd rather have extra food put away, because how much bread can you get for a gold dollar when bread is hard to find? And if you have wheat and flour and yeast and everything put away to be able to make bread, you can sell that bread for a lot more than you spent on that gold dollar. And you spent a lot less getting supplies to make the bread. WD's all in on bagpipes. Did I miss the bagpipes? What was going on with bagpipes there? Did I miss bagpipes? I love bagpipes. Because as a certain Irishman said, it takes an Irishman to play the bagpipes properly. Oh, they'll scare everyone away. Yeah, right. WD, start playing the bagpipes in the twilight evening, and everyone's going to be looking around for the ghosts and the banshees. Ah, cool. CP bartered with eggs today. Cool. Uncle Al's got a still. Of course, a lot of people now are, because since they're selling these stills for home use on Amazon. Oh, that's all I'm going to say about that. But, I personally do not believe that there is going to be a one world monetary system, because there will be too many nations fighting against it, because a lot of nations, and I froze again, just like the interest rate, I'm frozen. There's just too much going on for other nations to want to buy into it, because their economics status is going to drop. And I know for a fact that certain big foreign countries are playing games with it to bolster their economic status, and they don't want to join in. They just want to kind of control it by changing it from an oil dollar to a dollar, or an oil, whatever their currency is called. And so, yeah, it's a one world currency. I don't see happening. Now, going to something else here now, that they also talk about how they're going to do it, talking about going to a digital currency only. That scares me. Because, to me, that's just not right. If it's not, because there's so much stuff you can lose. Example of some things I'm talking about here. How many of you have gone paperless in your billings for your checks, savings accounts, electric bills, gas bills, whatever bills you have gone paperless? My wife is an accountant. She used to work for the IRS. Every time they ask her, do you want to go paperless? She goes, hell no. I want a hard copy paper trail. And the looks she gets from some of these people, like, oh, crap. Oh, you know what's going on. Because if everything is soft copy, things can be changed just by, and all those ones and zeros change around. Now it looks like something else. So if you don't have a hard copy, to us at least, that's, you've lost a bit of insurance. Yeah, Al. Someone can get in there, push a button. Ooh, instant millionaire. Mm-hmm. Hey, Dragon Slayer, how's it going? All right, so Rachel's doing gone paperless, but she's doing downloads. My wife gets the checks delivered to the bank, and she goes down and picks it up at the bank. So checks can't get stolen out of the mail. I think the last time she ordered checks was 4 years ago. But, so we don't write that many checks. She does a lot of online bill pay, but we still get the statements, the paper statements every month. So, but if you've gone paperless, download and print the receipts of the bills and everything. So that's important, because if something happens, and hey, it's a computers can have glitches all the time, and some of them are not accidental. So that's something to think about as far as tracking your monies. And All Things Acres is here. Hey, All Things, how's it going? So when you're if you listen to any of these fear porn channels up there saying they're going to take over the bank and take all our money away and leave us hanging high and dry, these guys have been reading too many fictional novels. And I've read some novels where that was part of the premise on it, where something happened and they were gave in the storyline, they gave you the conversations going on by the president and the top senators and stuff, that, hey, this is a great time, we can take everything now and say we're doing it for their good. Then you see, all right, so, and some people say, oh, so you can't trust the government. No, you can trust the government. You can't trust the blankety blanks in the government that are greedy and out for themselves. That's one reason why I believe in term limits, and anybody that winds up with more money than they can make in government needs to be arrested and tried for treason. Yeah, I'm kind of hardball on these professional politicians that go in and they're making whatever, senator, $100,000, $120,000 a year as a senator, and yet in 4 years they're a multi-millionaire. Now that person needs to go to jail, and all those funds need to be seized. Thanks, Al, for telling everybody to hit the thumbs up button. All right. Oh, the county is taking away your fixed. Oh, the county is taking away your fixed. I guess that's a retirement account. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there, hey, Mouse Toes, how's it going? Yeah, and to me, so they threw the term limits on the president as 2 terms or 10 years, whichever is most. Fine. Those are 4-year terms. Senators have 6-year terms. Well, 2 terms, period. You come in for a partial term, you can only complete that partial term and 1 full term, period. Representatives have 2-year terms. Okay, they get 4 terms. That gives them 8 years, just like the president. Boom, that's it. And personally, I think they ought to drop the senators from 6 years down to 4 years. Hey, Warren, how's it going? Warren's in the house. Emma's in the house. Hey, Emma. So as far as the fear porn part of these people saying the government's going to take all our accounts, they're not going to go in and take the banks. That's going to be kind of hard for them to do. Now, one economic guy I was listening to and stuff, he doesn't believe it either, but he was saying it's more likely for them to try to nickel and dime us to death over a decade or two, where they go and, all right, we're going to seize certain retirement funds and put them into a federal retirement fund so they don't fluctuate so much with the stock market, and you get a set of return on it. And they go and move them all there and then leave them alone. Let you take funds, move everything but they can anytime drop the dime on it and just take control on it and work on several things like that. And then slowly try to set up a national bank. If they ever set up a national bank, that's when I really get worried. All righty. So anybody else have any other thoughts on these fear porn channels that are screaming how they're going to take all our money away, turn us into a one world economy, or any of the other fun stuff? Exactly, Tennessee. I mean, personally, originally, No one got paid. The president didn't get paid. Senators didn't get paid. Representatives did not get paid when they were elected. They spent their own dime. And then slowly, oh, we need money for this. We need to be reimbursed for that. It's like, no, you guys don't. And as far as their own special health plan they have, that needs to be gone away with, and they need to be put on. See how they like that. All right, Dragon Slayer says, you want to start Fed coin instead of using cash, they want to keep our money backed by nothing. Exactly. Our money should be backed by either gold or silver. And that's one of the things I wish Anthony had up here, because Anthony talked about how they seized all the gold back. I can't remember the year. Anthony could quote it to you. And Anthony at Palmetto Prepared did a video on that. So talking about the seizure of the gold and stuff, and what was seized and what wasn't seized. Jewelry, rings, watches, necklaces, and stuff like that was not seized. So anyways, yeah. So anyways, I'm going to wind this portion of it down here. I get a little agitated about some of these fear porn channels, the crap they spew out. Let me go ahead and kill that over there. So let's see here. Oh, this I just saw my email pop up. Here's some stuff here. Okay, what does Emma say here? When it comes to economics, pretty much, know what that is. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I will look it up. I say, yeah. Exactly, Tennessee. I think Mouse Post put something else up in here too. Yeah, and the laws they enact do not apply to them. Yeah, they write themselves exemptions to it. Yeah, and the thing is, there are certain federal departments. Anna froze. There were certain federal departments that were active for one reason, and they totally mutated their mandate into something else. Department of Energy. It was to find a way to make sure that we were free of foreign dependency on foreign oil and stuff. And what is it the Department of Energy turned into? Yeah. Some of the federal stuff is just, doesn't need to be federal. It needs to be, all it needs to be is an office with 3 people, 4 people in it, and to coordinate the state departments, the state of California, state of Nevada, state of Idaho, state of Florida, state of Texas, to coordinate their departments of health, education, whatever. All right. Yeah. Well, that's one I do not believe should even exist. At least the last part of it should not be in there at all. So, anyways, all right. So let's switch to something more heart lighty or whatever, whatever you want to talk about it. Okay. Food. Here's a change. Food. How many of you have been increasing your prepper pantry this year? How many of you have been adding to it, increasing your prepper pantry? If you saw my video yesterday, yesterday on my second, I usually only go to make one big haul a month when I go into Idaho Falls. Well, I went in yesterday specifically because I heard some things, and as you saw in it, I stocked up on a bunch of stuff. I found stuff that hasn't been around for a while. The big boxes of hash browns. I got some of those and a couple of big boxes of mashed potatoes, and I picked up the big boxes of mashed potatoes. Well, one of the things I'm planning to do Oh, I also got a package of coffee filters to go with the mashed potatoes. All right, ready for this one? How does coffee filters go with mashed potatoes? Well, I got this from idea. I can't remember who it was. Commented on my Your Prep for today when I was talking about coffee filters. The Seal a Meal, Food Saver, whatever you want to call the vacuum seal bags. They put the powder in there, either powdered milk, mashed potatoes, other powder stuff. They put it in there. Then they take a coffee filter, fold it in half, slide it in over it, so that when you go to suck the air out, it doesn't bring all the particles of that material out. So if you happen to be doing this, you throw in an oxygen absorber, a moisture absorber, then you put the coffee filter in there so it kind of seals off the area. You kind of hold it tight as you slide it up to the where it locks down on it, and to make sure the coffee filter is a little bit into the lockdown area, but not into the seal area. And you lock it down, and as it pumps out, the filter keeps any of the powder from going up and clogging up your machine. Oh, you guys are still harping on that? Okay. Oh, good. See, I was talking about doing stuff with coffee filters. And medical preps, bartering medical. Yeah. Okay. One of the things too, so I got, I'm going to do with these big bags. The big boxes of the mashed potatoes and hash browns. Now the hash browns aren't powdered; they're big, they're chunkies and stuff, so they're not. I don't have to worry about them. But when I got I'm getting some big bags of the powdered milk, the 25-pound bags of powdered milk. I will be doing that and putting them into smaller food saver bags that you can make it however long I want, but I'll make some decent sized food saver bags that I can put the powder in there, put in an oxygen absorber, put in a moisture absorber, and make it last a lot longer. Oh, what does Tennessee have there? The Mennonites around sell smoked cheddar powder, oh man. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Oh yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, up here in Idaho, we don't have the Mennonites or the Amish, and I froze. So we don't have the Amish or the Mennonites to buy from. Oh, and he adds, and cool. Tibor added coffee. World would not like him if he runs out. Oh. And Emma says coffee's getting expensive. Al's getting ready to resupply the church for next month. Okay. Interesting on the flyers and stuff. Sometimes you'll see stuff that's good. The next week, nothing's really good in it. And the next week, nothing. And all of a sudden, there's a bunch of good stuff in it. Yeah, so you got to remember to check the flyers every time they come out, sales ads. One of the things that they don't put out the ads at, and you need to check your individual stores for this. I know my Sam's Club, I talked in it. Every now and then, I think it's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they discount the meat down. And like yesterday, it hit it at the 25% discount. Well, if it's $4.25 a pound for these steaks, normally that's $1.08 or $1.06 off per pound. So that takes it down to $3.18 a pound. Yeah, I'm going to stock up on that because it hasn't been $3.18 in over a year. Actually, it's a couple of years for some of the steaks I'm getting. Hey, Gear, how's it going? And Jay's in the house. So, and How to Garden's in the house. Speaking of How to Garden, let's move into some gardening stuff here. So I've already kind of killed off what the main topic was going to be about the run on the banks. And we're going to switch it up here. Let me do something here real quick. Let's switch it up to which one I want to throw it in here. Not that one. That one. There we go. Okay. Food and stuff. Now, if you were watching last night's live stream, when I had Tammy from Rebel Canners up there, we started out with the food processing plants, some of them catching on fire and stuff. And we moved into ways that, we as, preppers and gardeners and homesteaders and stuff can get around what the price increases that are going to be coming from the problems of the food supply chain. So, hey, Mountain Grandma. And what was it? Yeah, Mouse Toast has this one right. Our gardens have never been more important than this season. And so I'm going to do something here. I haven't done this in a while, just throwing it out there for those I know and trust. There it is. There's the link for some of you who want to come up here and we can talk about some things. One of the interesting things is that, and I was, hey, Diggs Outdoors in the house now too. I have a 21 quart Presto pressure canner with both jiggler, wiggler, whatever you want to call it, and the pressure gauge. It was my mom's. I think she used it once. And and so one of the things here, I've been, talking and say I got a electric stove in this house. So I can't hardly wait till my wife says we can get the propane in here or the natural gas. But the stove has all those for the heating surface, glass top with all those little like infrared dot thing, LED dot things in it. They come on, they go off, come on, go off, come on, go off. And it's a pain when I'm trying to cook something, even just trying to cook a steak, and you see it sizzling, all of a sudden it stops sizzling. What the heck? And all of a sudden it comes back on again. And then it's off again for me. It's like, it doesn't maintain a constant temperature. And so it's a real pain if I was to try to can with that. Hey, Farmer Son's prepping. Zombie Prepper, hey, how's it going? All right, we got 27 watching and 27 likes. Woo-hoo. So a way to hedge against whatever happens, whether it's economic, whether it's supply chain and stuff, is going to be your garden and it froze again, and what you can. Yes, okay, Tennessee, yes. I have a 3-burner. I have a 2-burner of the Camp Chef outdoor stoves. I have the old natural gas stove that was in my mom's apartment, and I've converted it to run on propane. But it's still in California. I got to get it up here. But I do have several propane camp stoves here in one of the cargo containers here. And so I'm going to bring one of those into the house here, set it up on the island, bring in the 5-gallon propane or 20-pound propane tank, whatever you want to call it, hook it up to it so I can actually do some pressure canning. The the one thing is too is go ahead and take a okay. I just had a bunch of notifications pop up here. Blah 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 blah. Okay, someone's making a joke there. Okay, one of the things that I want to do is get my my mom's old stove up here where we can actually outside do pressure canning stuff outside without heating up the house in the summertime. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of ways to set stuff up out there. I actually took some of these cabinets you can get for, the shop cabinets or garage cabinets you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. And I took a set of them, 2 small ones and a big one. The big one was supposed to be like for a sink. So it's got the big double doors on it and 2 smaller ones on the side. I took those and I mounted them on a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and put a piece of 3/4 inch 3/4 inch sheet of plywood across the back to seal it in, box it on, screwed it all together, got it all done. And then I put big casters on the bottom, so I can roll it around inside my shop or out on the cement walkway out here. I can roll it around and do stuff with it. Yeah, yeah. My grandmother grew up canning on an open fire, and she was born in 1899. So yeah, but once she had natural gas, she did not want to can on an open fire again. She she'd had enough of that. Didn't want to do that anymore. The single burner, like those big turkey fryer ones, I've heard some dangerous things. You got to keep them down low, otherwise it produces too much heat and it can destroy your pressure canner. Or you got to get a diffuser plate to put on there so the heat's not hitting directly into the bottom of your aluminum pressure canner. Problem is, if you turn them down, if you don't adjust the oxygen on them, you get some soot buildup on the bottom of your pressure canner. Oh, Emma got, okay. All right, so kerosene cook stove. I have a couple of the Coleman multi-fuels from back in the early 60s, late 50s that run on either white gas or diesel fuel. But Emma was talking about an electric burner. Cool. Those are the ones that you set and it stays on for using however much voltage to stay it on. Cool. So, canning food is one way of doing it. Now, I'm going to talk about something here just to throw it out to get everybody thinking on it. Chest freezers. And some people are going to go, what about when the power goes out? Okay, I've been using chest freezers for events and stuff, like the Peddler's Fair in Martinez, where you're down there from 5:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, no power. And they work just fine. In the middle of summer, July, selling ice cream. So that thing's open and close, open and close, open and close all the time. And I keep it cold. Simple. When I was doing this, I had picked up from Harbor Freight their 45 watt, that's 45 watt solar panels. So there's 3 15-watt solar panels and a little charge controller. And I had 3 deep cycle batteries from Walmart, RV batteries. And when I got home, so I had set that little panel set up there, and it kept the chest freezer cold. The ice cream was still really cold, solid, not melting at all. By the time I loaded it up at the end of the day, hauled it back home, unloaded it, everything was still nice and cold. And so it was running all day, being opened and closed in the hot sun and running on 45 watt solar panel charger, because the chest freezer does not run all the time. It would kick on every half hour or so for a couple minutes and turn off. And so the deep cycle batteries had enough charge to do that, and they were still over half full in their charge by the end of the day. The last year I did it, I had picked up a couple 100-watt panels off of Amazon, and the batteries were at 100% charge by the end of the day. And we were running 2 chest freezers off of it. So a simple little homemade power station will handle running chest freezers, so long as you got, sunlight for part of the day. If you pick up several of those 100-watt panels off of Amazon or wherever, and read at Manifestation of Imagination gave me a list for a panel, which they do carry on Amazon, and it's a little bit cheaper than the Renogy, whatever it gets called, that I had been getting. It's just as good, and it was actually like $15-20 less than the whatever it gets called, ones. So yeah, I mean, I have now, since I've gone away from the RV deep cycle batteries. I've from Batteries Plus, I've been getting the golf cart batteries, the big Duracell deep cycle golf cart batteries, and I got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 15 of them so far. One of them I'm not using because I want to try to keep the things balanced. So I got to go pick up another one here this month. So I'll have put them all together. So I keep trying to keep it balanced. So I have an even number, and I wire them together. And I did a video on how I wire them together. So I have my 12 volts coming off of the two 6-volt banks of batteries, and I can run everything in my house here all day without having to charge it back up. But I also have 2100 watt solar panels, and all I need is several hours of the day, and those things are charged right back up. Tennessee or Jeremy, yeah, same thing. Growing up with my grandmother and living with us, yeah, we hiked, camped, canned blackberries. We had chickens, we had horses, we had pigs. We didn't consider ourselves preppers. We didn't even consider ourselves farmers. We were just we just had an acre and a quarter, and as a lot of people around us did, and it's just what everybody did. Yes, that's the 220 amp hour batteries. Yes, those things are great, and especially if you have the right power inverter that gives you pure sine wave voltage out of it. Yeah, it will. You run your computers on it. You can run your smart TVs on it and your DVD players, and it boom. Oh, yeah. I only freeze as much when I start talking about important stuff to help people out. Just yeah. Yeah, same thing here. My mom was born in 1922, so she was in 29 when the crash happened. She had just turned 7. My dad was born in 1930. So yeah, he was born. He was born and raised through the Depression, and got so depressed I froze. So yeah, I grew up. My mom saved everything, reused everything. So did my grandmother, and it's something that my wife is gets on me about, because I was raised that mindset. Hey, you don't throw anything out if you can use it again. And so we're having to slowly get rid of a bunch of stuff that I had planned on using. But now the way things are, I'm not into that stuff anymore, and I'm changing the way I'm getting more back into the gardening and stuff. I'm not into all the electronic stuff I was doing before and all the mechanical things I used to make. So yeah, it's things have changed up quite a bit for me. So yeah, we're slowly getting rid of stuff. Yeah, that was what's weird about this. Just the opposite of this. When I was the scoutmaster down there, I had several people donate one guy donated 3 2-burner Coleman stoves to the troop. The white gas Coleman stove to the troop. Someone else donated a 3-burner. Someone else donated a 1-burner, tents and everything else. The troop and mainly the parents saw the stuff that was donated. And they say, yes, we can use the tents. Yes, we can use the backpacks. Yes, we can use the pots and pans and all that stuff. No, we don't want white gas. We want to go propane only. Try and explain it to parents. Some of them had their heads, no, I don't want to hear that. We want propane only. So they said, so what do you want me to do? And they said, you keep them. You want them, you keep them. So I got a bunch of the ones, those white gas propane stoves. I've given several to my nephews who absolutely love them. They go hunting and camping all the time. So they are being used by people who appreciate them. Okay, what's Dig say here? No, Coleman surplus buys private holders, buys or outbuys or regular surplus when they can. Okay. Yeah. My oldest son is my oldest grandson he's going to turn 7 this year. But he's on the autism scale, so he's not going to be too much in a scout. But the 5-year-old and a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old, oh yeah, they are going to be total scouts. Oh yeah, some of them when they're firing up and they're heating up, oh yeah, they sound, they make a horrendous noise till they get all heated up and warmed up, and you can dial them down. Yeah, I remember those with my dad when I was a little kid camping in Yosemite. Back when you could camp in Yosemite, had your pick of places to go camp at. Each spot was not reserved. So yeah, I love those little ones. Oh, yes, Tibor, great. Yes, cloth diapers. And actually, hang on here. Let me take a quick look here at this. I have one come. I have your prep for the day coming up here on day after tomorrow. So on the 28th, it is about baby supplies. Boom, cloth diapers. Cloth diapers for you can save them a lot so long as you have a good supply of water or a creek where you can wash them in. You can use them for other things as well. But yeah, we used to when I was growing up, disposable diapers went around. We were all in cloth diapers, and my first nieces and nephews were all in cloth diapers. And actually, our daughter, when we weren't getting disposables, we actually got signed up with someone gave us a 2-month thing with a diaper service, and we extended it till she was out of diapers. Yeah, there's just cloth diapers are amazing. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, Tina, how'd that happen? What happened? So happened. Okay, Tennessee. You're going to love this. My dad was the firstborn. When my dad was born, his father was 50 years old. Never had a kid till my dad came along when he was 50 years old. And then there was my my dad, my aunt, my uncle. Yeah, so there was the 3 of them. And my dad was the oldest. And so, yeah, my grandpa was, popping him out as an old man. Now, he was born when his father was 50 years old. So my grandfather is 130 years older than I am. My great grandfather is 180 years older than I am. See where that's going? Yeah. So yeah, things can happen. Oh, my son-in-law would screw it up every time for a month before he learned how to do it. My daughter, we taught her how to do it, but she, knowing her husband, decided to go with disposables. Yeah, they would need warning labels about the safety pins and stuff and how doing it. How was I old when my oldest was born? Okay, so okay, got to do the math here. 35, 34 or 35. I'm just trying to figure out the actual case. I got married and she's born in that. Okay, no, 36. 36. No, 35. 35. Yeah, she was born in 92. Yeah, so 35. Actually, 30. She's born in April 92. So I was 34 and a half when she was born. My youngest was born in 99. So I was 42. Oh, yes. The rubber covers over the diapers. Yes. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was one of my nieces or nephews. They had been using disposables and them and their wife, and someone gave them cloth diapers, and bang, they go, "What's this for? You just put this on." No, that goes over the diaper. Over the diaper. They found out the first time they put one of the kids into the diaper, and he peed the diaper, and it's like, that's the plastic rubber. I mean, the rubber covers are for. Okay, I saw something up there. I think I did it. Okay, making baby formula. Okay, so Dragon's going to put something out there, hopefully. But basically, for a lot of the stuff, once the kids go off the nipple onto the hard stuff, you can take regular food and just run it through the Cuisinart and stuff, get it down to to the runny paste stuff that that you buy in a Gerber jar. Yeah, we're going to have a boy this time, or we're going to have a girl this time, doesn't always work. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, Tibor, it's just some people, you have to put labels on things because some people should not be in the gene pool. I'm sorry, some people should not be in the gene pool. Okay. And Vitra is here. Hey, Vitra. Let's check something over here real quick. So, husband wanted nothing but boys. He got lucky the first time. Now we're having a girl, and I got to put up here. And I think he's going to go bonkers. Our first was a girl. And I'm okay. One of the things we learned in our biology classes and in the Bradley method classes and stuff from some of the other parents and the nurses that were teaching it and stuff has to do with time of conception to time of ovulation. I mean, anyways, and there's a higher percentage if you have before ovulation, most likely going to be a girl. If you wait until after ovulation, most likely going to be a boy. Not always, just a higher percentage. Once we had a girl, and by the time she was 2 years old, my wife was saying, boys only from now on. And with the next two are boys. So yeah, there are certain advantages to boys. There are certain advantages to girls. There is the old adage is when the daughter goes out on the first date, invite the date has to come in the house to, can't honk the horn, he has to come up, meet the parents before he goes out, and you have all your friends around cleaning their rifles. So girls cost more. I never asked my wife what the cost difference was. She was the accountant, but I never asked her what the cost difference was for us. Yeah. Unfortunately, with our society and the quick access to medical care, sometimes they do. All right, folks, we're coming up on the top of the hour here. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Yeah. So just some quick things here. If you have the opportunity and you have a Sam's Club near you, try getting there first thing when they open up. Different Sam's Clubs do it on different days. Several people had commented, Wednesday seems to be a popular day for Sam's Club to discount meat. So, but you got to be careful. Like Jeremy said, Tennessee Bushcrafter said on my thing, check to make sure they're not screwing with you on the prices, that they're not, and what they're putting in there, like in the stew meat, they're not putting bad cuts in there and marking it up. I check to make sure that the basic, if the base price for whatever I'm getting, the normal price is over $5, forget it. No matter how good a piece of meat it is, the cheaper it is, I like it. Hey, I can eat, bottom round steak, all the time, and it doesn't bother me at all. I just season it up, beat the heck out of it, tender it up, and do it. But check for the stuff that's on sale. Get it. Check your generic big box store. Here in Oregon, Idaho, California, Nevada, and Washington, we have Winco. Winco has their section where they have American Beauty pasta, their own store brand pasta. The one that begins with a B and comes in the blue box, they have those pastas. Then they have in the back, over in a different section where all the bulk food is, 10-pound boxes of pasta. The other pastas are expensive. So sorry. Oh, Tennessee Bushcrafter is Chris. That's right. Tennessee. Shoot. Trying to remember all everybody's names now. It gets bad trying to remember everybody's name. Jeremy is one of the guys out here. So this comes in a big box, no name brand on it, big cardboard box. You saw it in my video. Where the other pastas out in the little bags and stuff on the shelf were upwards of $2 a pound. This was less. These pastas were all less than $1 a pound. So in your, whether it's a Myers grocery store, Piggly Wiggly, whatever it is, check for their, if they have a bulk item section, check over there. They may have stuff that's there that's cheaper. Check online, the online flyers and stuff, sale flyers as well. All right, Diggs. Yeah, we're wrapping it up here. So check stuff for sales. If you can find stuff like chicken and beef on sale and you got a pressure canner, start canning it. I know Mouse Toes talks about that. Tammy at Rebel Canners talks about it. Several other the homesteading channels that do canning talk about getting the stocking up on the meat when they discount it and stuff, or going to a wholesaler and getting a bunch of the chicken or the pork, whatever, and canning it themselves. All right, so you can save a lot of money there, and canned dog food lasts a long time. And Steve goes back into the shadow. Steve, I have a list I'm going to be sending you of stuff I have verified on. I've gone out and I've verified a bunch of them. So I got just trying to put it together for you. So yeah, add to your preps, add to your garden. If nothing happens with the supply chain and everything goes fine, nothing happens to the banks, everything just keeps on going on, you'll still save money in the long run. Because hey, you buying the can of meat at the store or the other stuff at full price is a lot more than you can get the stuff and do it yourself. And if you can raise chickens, raise chickens and can them. All righty. So coming up next week on Monday, we're going to garden talk again. I know some people are already planting and going real well. Others are just still ground frozen. So we're going to talk about how your seedlings are doing in the house, so you're getting ready to move them out, how they're doing. Are they in the right size containers before you move them outside? Like Dustin there has his basement full of peppers and tomatoes and stuff. And next week here, we're going to be talking about the projected drought for a good portion of the United States. Unless we get more rain. I know my wife said they got a good bit of rain this last weekend in California. But the great Governor Newsom still has his drought order in effect for California. So, we're just going to talk about some stuff next week about drought and the ways you can handle it around your property and stuff so you don't get impacted by it. All right. So everyone, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you around. All right. Take care.